right. Last but not least, chapter 18, section 4. This is our current understanding of kingdoms, you know, as they've built up throughout the years. Understand that even these are changing as we speak. There's already changes that have been proposed, but have not been entirely cleared up. But so you have Animalia, you have Plante, you have Protista, you have Monera, which is bacteria, and you have fungi, which literally is fungus that you and I both know and love. After that, they took Monera, which was a prokaryote group. If you remember, prokaryotes are organisms that do not have a nucleus, do not have a nuclear membrane, do not have any kind of membrane-bound organelles or anything like that. And they broke it up into archaea and bacteria, because archaea and bacteria, while they're both prokaryotes, they're not both similar to each other. In fact, archaea are more similar to eukaryotes than prokaryotes. So that became complicated. So domains were something that were created after that to try to account for these differences between archaea and bacteria. So they made domain bacteria, domain archaea, and domain eukaryota or eukarya. Uh, Inside of these domains, you have kingdoms: plant, fungus, animal, and protist. Kingdom archaea, kingdom bacteria. Okay, and it was all based on ribosomal RNA, because even if prokaryotes do not have membrane-bound organelles, they do have ribosomal RNA. The domain bacteria is one of the largest groups on Earth. There's a lot of different types of bacteria. They live all over the place, including some that cause diseases for us. Some cause diseases for plants. Some cause diseases for other organisms, but most cause no disease for anyone. Archaea are extremophiles. Extremophiles live in extreme environments. What does that mean? Super salty, lots of heat, like where volcanoes are underwater in the middle of the ocean, that sort of thing. Uh, Swamps where there's no air, just methane. These things do not cause infection, because it would be impossible, since if they like living in extreme environments, human bodies in general are not extreme. Eukaryotes include things like protists. Protists would be the first examples of eukaryotes. They're the simplest eukaryotes that exist. And plants, this is an example of a big plant, but it's another kingdom. Fungi, some of the fungi that we eat, like mushrooms. Some of the fungi we don't eat, but they still exist. Animalia, which is where we are, right? These are animals, from the deepest of the oceans to the forest, to the trees, to the air. Those are all examples. Bacteria and archaea are very difficult to classify, because they can transfer DNA among each other, and it makes this way, like they do this through something called a mating bridge, or they also can call it a sex pili, and they can exchange DNA that way and pass it on from one organism to the next.
Good afternoon, Columbus.